Hello, welcome to this short part two video. We'll carry on doing these videos as long as there are questions being asked, which there was last week when we did part one of this video, which is manifesting with crystal skulls and dragons. And we had a really great question actually from last week, and that was about why we sometimes might find skulls a little bit kind of, I'm not sure about them, why the shape of a skull, right? In the Western world, we can be a little bit unsure about that. And it's understandable, really. Like if we look at the propaganda of the Western world, the associations that have always been made with a skull, like even someone as cute as this guy, I find them so cute, so full of personality, which they are. In the Western world, though, North America and the UK and Europe, there's a big association with, topics like death and pirates, and it's never usually a good sign. It's the sign of a skull is usually on like bottles that perhaps are toxic, right, to consume. And so, programmed in from a very early age, we already have this kind of cognition of, oh, skulls, they might not feel so good. And then you get those people that really love them. And you also get those people who maybe were a little bit dubious about them at first, but they've grown on them. And I'm a little bit of all three of those. Like I always have recognized the interest in psychology of skull. But what I love about crystal skulls, what they really do bring is this personality, this wisdom, especially if they're attuned. And so, for example, when I show off a skull like this incredible rose quartz, beautiful skull, when I show this guy off, if you were just to connect with that energy just for a moment and feel the energy, you have the energy of the crystal itself, which is rose quartz. It's all about love. It's all about opening that heart chakra and allowing energy to move and to flow. But then you have the wisdom, because to me, that's what skull is. Skull is wisdom, wisdom that you know somewhere along your line, but you cannot access it yet. It's the wisdom that is in the halls of Amenti, the wisdom that is in the Akash source wisdom, ineffable, infinite, eternal knowledge, right? And when you have a skull that is also attuned, you are connecting with the being that is attuning them. So, for example, if you buy a crystal from myself and I've attuned a crystal for you, you're working with, you're connecting a little bit with my energy, with my team of light as well, because everyone that attunes a crystal will have their capacity to do the attunement as the gateway, right? So it matters where or who you're getting the crystal from, right? But then we have this guy. So this guy is one of the rose quartz ones. I have 3 rose quartz right now. And he's attuned to the Andromedans. So that's a star constellation, all about love, all about peace, all about unity consciousness, all about harmony, like the highest frequency, or one of the really high frequencies that we have accessible to our galaxy, to our Earth, is through the Andromedan portal. And their base frequency is peace. To have a base frequency of peace is just phenomenal. But this guy is attuned to the Andromedans and Archangel Charity and Shamuel, which brings sacred union. And so when you're working with a crystal, wherever you might have your crystal, whether that's by your bed, whether that's in a room, it's going to hold the space. Now, skull crystals tend to bring the wisdom and the frequency is higher. It's higher up. It's up in the crown. It's in the heart. It's very light frequency, very clear frequency. Oftentimes, of course, if the crystal is a more earthly crystal, then it might bring that energy down to embody a little bit quicker. But skulls are really incredible for that. And even little beautiful ones like this guy here, they will always help you connect. Skulls are all about connection, about intellect, about knowing, about communication. Really, it's that connection with one another and with source and with your team of light. I'm just listening to my guides. The thing is, when I have them all around me, they get very chatty. I'm just going, okay, don't distract me. Then we can look at dragons. Now, I love dragon energy. And when you have large energy in the form of a dragon shape and a crystal like this obsidian dragon, they are a big presence. Now, I would work with a dragon slightly different than I would work with a skull. With a dragon, I would have those usually near a doorway or together holding a space in a room. And depending on how the dragon is attuned, once again, you can have one of those in your bedroom, you can have it in your living room, in your kitchen, wherever you want, dotted around the house, in the garden. But what's really cool about dragon energy is that they really bring presence. Skulls do as well, but it's a different, it feels different on the scale. Skulls are a little bit higher and clearer. Dragons are very kind of like earthly, very guttural type of energy. And especially once again, if you're looking at something which has been attuned, like the black obsidian ones I have, they're attuned to Kali Ma. So that's actually a very deep feminine energy, that womb space, that void of creation, that incredible comforting depth of the mother. And she can hold that space in any home to clear any heartache, to clear any uncertainty, to help you feel at home in your home. And I know as soon as I put this guy in my living room, my home really does feel like a cocoon. It's really beautiful. But then you have crystals like this one here, which is eupalite. This one's attuned to Merlin. So is this guy, black labradorite. But eupalite and black labradorite, they are incredible at clearing energy once again because that dragon form. But eupalite here, he is the remover of blocks. So if you imagine this presence in your home, or if you're making a crystal grid, or if you're working with this particular crystal, it's going to be there to help dissolve obstacles and blocks that are in your path, whether you know them to be there or not. So you can really manifest clarity in a very embodied way with dragon energy. Just like black labradorite, you can really manifest the magic and alchemy that labradorite brings, but then also the removal of entities or the protector from psychic energy that isn't welcome. And with them both, these last two being attuned to Merlin, you have that alchemist energy there. And this is the time of the alchemist, of course. So this is part 2 of manifesting crystal skulls, crystal dragons. I'll do another video next week. If you have a question, let me know in the comments. But for now, I'm going to wrap it up and just say that's a little bite-sized chunk. And I will see you again next week. So much love.